guys, in today's video I'm going to show you a beauty blender and brush cleaning hack. This is how I clean all of my makeup brushes. I clean my makeup brushes usually just after one use, unless I'm doing the same colored look the next day or something like that. I have a lot of brushes though because I do clients' makeup. Enjoy this super easy quick hack on how to wash your beauty blenders and your makeup brushes, and if you do, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up before you leave and subscribe if you haven't already to see next week's video. And we're just gonna get right to it. So what you're first going to need for this tutorial is some face oil of your choice. This is the Tarte Maracuja oil. Some African black soap of your choice. This is just some African black soap from TJ Maxx. This is the black soap from the original Beauty Blender cleaning kit. Also going to need some dirty makeup brushes. I have a dirty sponge and about every single dirty makeup brush I could find in my collection. Towel to swish your brush on. I suggest a lighter color, but one you don't care about ruining, so I use an ugly yellow one that I've used for this 1,000 times. And then you also need a rag to dry all of your makeup brushes on, as well as a well-ventilated room. If you don't have a well-ventilated area, I suggest getting a fan and making sure all your brushes are laying one way and your fan is blowing the bristles like down, if you will. I will show you my process in just a second after I set my camera up. So first thing first, for my brushes, I use the rag. So for sponges, we're going to do those first. We don't need a rag. But we do need the face oil. For your brushes, you won't need the face oil, but you will need them for the sponges. So I have a original Beauty Blender sponge here and a Real Techniques blending complexion sponge here. So these are the two that I use the most, and I'm just going to wash those out and show you guys how I do that. Really do believe that the original Beauty Blender soap is just African black soap. So I start by saturating my sponge in hot water. You want to squeegee it out underneath the water so the sponge really soaks up the water and is completely saturated all the way through. I also like to try to rinse it out in case there's like powder buildup, because I like to use my face powder with a damp sponge sometimes. So when it's like twice the size it was in the beginning, hopefully that's not in your way, about twice the size it was in the beginning, I like to take my soap and just really rub each edge of the sponge onto the surface of the soap. If you have acrylic nails, make sure to be careful not to create any little dents or abrasions in your sponge. And then I just like to make sure it's lathered and make sure I'm really loosening up all of the makeup that is in there. And then I like to take my face oil, probably should have opened this first, and do a couple drops in the palm of my hand and then swish it around onto my Beauty Blender. This helps break up the oil, but it also helps the longevity of my Beauty Blender, so they'll last a lot longer. And then we're just going to rinse it out until the water runs clear. And then one more time with the soap if there's any areas you missed. And it almost completely removed all the stains, and it entirely removed all of the makeup. So I make sure to wring it out really good and place it on my rag to dry. And I do the same with this. Now to show you guys how I wash my brushes would be take this and I set it in the bottom of the sink, and I will run the sink, the water real low, and I take some soap and I really saturate the rag in it. And you see it will change the rag's color to like a black. And then I like to do my eye brushes and then my face brushes. I don't know if it matters, I'm just weird. So I do my Morphe brushes first so that they have the longest time to dry, because they're my favorite brushes and the best ones I have. So I'm just going to take this white one that has brown, for instance, and I'm going to just really saturate the top. And I like to keep the soap near me just in case I need to swirl it on the soap and get some more. So I just keep that near, and then I will just kind of lather the brush underneath here, and then I will kind of just go back and forth on this rag until it goes clear, like until I see no color being deposited on that rag. And then I rinse it really well, and I make sure to wring it out. And then I take it over to the rag, and I just really gently kind of dry it off, being careful not to fray the bristles, especially on these synthetic brushes. They like to get a little bit crazy, and if you can see after you wash them, they like to try and fray. So make sure you're constantly making sure they're going in the direction that they're supposed to, just like so. Also, always hold and dry your brushes in this motion, because if you do it like this, the water will seep into the glued bristles and loosen up your brushes and make the life of them a lot shorter. And then I just move along to the next brush, and I will just back and forth until I think no color is left, and then I will rinse it and make sure. Usually takes a couple rinses, like there's some pink still in that brush. Next, I will show you guys how I do my face brushes, and then I will go ahead and just do the rest of these. This is my bronzer brush. This is going, I always use the bar of soap for my face brushes because they require a lot of soap. And I just wash it until the water runs clear. And then I make sure to do the same thing. Usually I'll need a different rag by the time I do my face brushes, because one half of the rag will have brushes on it and the other half will be wet. Here is my other bronzer brush. Just show you guys, I like to get it wet on the rag, and then I like to come over here with the soap and then just massage that. And then I will rinse until it rinses clear. This is really, really dirty. So for a double-ended brush, I will simply wash one end of the brush and later wash the other side so that the bristles don't get ruined. So I wash this side, and this side still has like makeup and gunk on it, and it's dry. That is how I clean all of my makeup brushes and beauty blenders. I hope you guys enjoyed this easy, quick hack on how to clean your brushes, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!